Yo, I go by the name FemiJr. Fuck all the naysayers. I'm back, nigga. It's 1990.
So, what's the intro to this thing? Is it hello, welcome?
Let's call it it's a conversation with FemiJr, and you're welcome. If you're watching, shout out.
Exactly.
Shout out.
Exactly.
God bless you and your family.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, for those who don't even know, like, just introduce yourself real quick.
My name is Femi Jr. Rap name. I go by the name FemiJr. Basically, it's just one of the things I do. You know, I'm a part-time rapper. That's which is my. I mean, we're going to get there. Let me not jump sharp, but I have like a regular day job. That's why I like to tag myself part-time rapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself now, bro.
Me, I'm Luffy baby. It's Tosi.
DJ, honest DJ in the streets, yo.
Look, I've just been touching all these different things. I try to figure out which one I'm good at. And I think recently I've just come to this space where there's this burst of like creative ideas, whether it's playing instruments or DJing or like even conversations like this, where I just have all these different ideas that I'm trying to experiment with and play around with and see where it goes, right? And I think it's just the phase of life. I will get to it too, because one of my questions for you is, how did we all get in this space? Like, how are we reaching 30 and just experimenting on our dreams and stuff? But
see, like, I mean, my own rap. I don't think I've ever like shared a story before, because my own rap story is like weird. I'm not I was in the choir when I was a kid, and then I fell in love with music. It's a lie. That's not it. Like, I not one. That's like it for you get like for anybody that's an artist that want to chase a music career, and it just fell in my lap. It was I remember what happened. I think I was in my pop's pharmacy in Ibadan at that time. Because all along, even since secondary school, if you've been around me, you could say, okay, like I'm a music head, like especially rap. I used to carry Nas, used to go to cyber cafe, be writing Nas lyrics down, all of that. But for some reason, I never tried. Like I used to see them boys, them Astra and them freestyle, but you know, I just watched from a distance. Like, yo, I love what you guys are doing, but I never tried myself. Even into uni, I was always around all these guys, but I never tried myself for some reason. So one of these ASU strike things now, man was just at home. Just day I wasn't doing, nothing every day, yeah. So one morning I just wrote something down. I just scribbled something on the paper. Then I recorded a voice note. I was just joking, like bounce. I sent it to two people. I'll never forget. I sent it to one person that Boye. I sent it to Boye at the time. And I sent it to one other guy, Dimeji. He's a rapper in school. See the voice note that Boye sent back to me, bro. Like Boye burst out laughing, like, "What are you doing, guy? Like, stop it!" Like, it's like I don't know if you had the voice recorded to today, but like, guy, I'm going to hold this against you for the rest of your life, because you can imagine it was trash now. Like I just tried saying something first thing, but then my other guy, Dimeji, he also laughs. It was like this thing. It was like, "Yo, don't stop, Jigga. Like I know it's a joke, but I've been telling you all along, like." Just go ahead. So I'm like, wait, okay now. I don't have anything I'm doing like at this time. As with this strike, it was one of those 6 to 8 month strike guy. So I was just at home. He told me to download one Audacity this night. So I downloaded Audacity, and then I started downloading instrumental. I said, okay, let me even try to do it on beats and all of that. So, bro, every day when I tell you, I think that's like my own biggest rap camp till today. Because every day for like 6 to 8 months, I literally recorded something, and I kept sending it to him like every day, every single, at least one verse. Because don't I say I get into what I do, you get. I'm just in the house, so I just write, and then that's how rap kind of fell into my lap, and and then.
So you'll say it came by you just trying it at one time, and just having somebody around you that said, keep going. And
yes, somebody just said, keep going. Like it was like he laughed too. Like trust me, he laughed. But then after the laugh, I was like, yo, or some real shit, just to decide like continue, like practice. Do you get like? Because like, I don't know, for some reason people just been looking at me all along like, guy, the way you carry yourself, the way you carry even this hip hop thing in your head, like you should do this, But for some reason, up until that time, I don't know. I wasn't into trying, and I know it might have been like fear of yo, most of you niggas is whack, yo, because I don't want to, I don't want to do something, yeah, and not be good at it. Like, bro, nah,
yeah.
Bro, you know me, I'm a very terrible guy when it comes to like being critical and shit like that. So I don't want to be trash. That's probably part of why I never tried by myself. You get.
So would you say now, because you just said something that I can link. So I've listened to your stuff so much, right? And to the point when I had this idea and I said, let me talk to you about it, and I sent you that message and say, hey, let's try this. And you said yes. I didn't think you say yes off the jump, but you said, oh, you said, okay, cool, let's have a conversation. I was like, cool. And
Bro,
knowing me and knowing how I procrastinate with stuff, right? Until I started dreaming about you, man, where I was seeing I was like, okay,
yeah, bro.
Let's go and do this.
As in, when you sent me that message, I was like, oh more. Let's say Apple, how many things? But yeah, because this is dope, you know, like me, like I've always said, I've always told why part of why I fuck with niggas like you is like you don't have to tell me that you like my stuff. If you could just be listening to it and be enjoying it and just be there, you don't have to reach out to me, like, and because I promise you there's a lot of people that are doing that right now, like just looking from afar, like no, I'm not going to reach out to who the fuck is FemiJr, fuck that guy, do you get? But that's why I appreciate it when people actually like reach out to me like, yo, I like your shit done. So like when you hit me up like let's do this, like bro, no time, man. Easy.
So is this just an outlet for you, or is this something that someday you might take on another level? And the reason why I ask you this is in a bunch of your songs, right? You have lines like I just want to say my I just want to say my piece. I just want to rap. I don't care. I just want to rap. I don't want the fame, or I don't care if I blow. Like, is that really how you? Is that really how you feel? Yeah, is that really how you feel?
I know. A lot of people ask me like, "But why did you lie now? Why you lying on these songs?" But see, it's like I don't know. Okay, I'll explain it. Let me try to, not be too long with this explanation. But you see, like I said, with the whole rapping process, when I started. So after that first year, I went into every normal rapper mode of, I want to blow. Do you understand? That's what I'm for. Forget, like, because I was in the mix. I was immediately in the mix, always in the studio trying to record. I was around all these guys that were recording. I've been recording since, and then I got better very fast than a lot of people that have been rapping since. Do you get? So I'm like, yes, bro, I'm trying to blow. But you see what that trying to blow states, that's if you don't know what all these artists that are big, they go through a lot, because it put me in a mindset of I'm trying to do anything to blow, like anything. And at the time, if you want to blow, basically you need investment, whether it's in the form of record label or like some type big man wants to sponsor you, Yahoo boys in these days, all these type things. So I was doing things where to like out of character. You get, like, I was reaching out to people that I wasn't supposed to be reaching out because I just, wanted to blow this blow. Say no, I feel like I rap better than some of these guys that are, out here. Do you get someone? But he started driving me mad. Yeah, that's crazy for it. And then aside from just wanting to blow, there was a thing of, we see, like you're saying about being creative. Yeah, when you're creative and you have ideas all the time, but you can't bring them to life, like it drives you mad. Do you understand? So these are times where, like you said, talked about dreaming. Times where, bro, I'm like dreaming. I'm usually writing bars in my dreams, like real bars that I eventually put up. You understand? Like if maybe I go to sleep trying to write a song or something, and then lines will come to me in the sleep. I just wake up and like song is finished. So I was that, obsessed with the thing. But when nothing was really coming from that old channel blow or this thing, that whole 2 years, I had to step back for a bit. I didn't rap for a very long time. I just stepped back for a bit. Say, okay, I'm going out of character. I'm reaching out to niggas I'm not supposed to be reaching out to. Do you get, like, let me calm down. Let me step back. Like, forget, like, just free this rap thing. Yeah. So now, why I always say I don't want to blow and then I don't want to all of that in my songs is because you see, that mentality is kind of what got me back into falling in love with the rapping. Do you understand? Like coming back and saying, okay, I'm going through all these things now. Yeah. What I'm going to use my music to do now is just address wherever it is I'm going through at the time. So I remember the very first song that kicked that off was Therapy.
Okay.
And on Therapy, like I remember saying like fuck rap. Just I'm like I didn't want to rap. Cause that mindset, I remember that year, my service year, that was literally my mindset that like I'm not trying to rap. I remember I didn't written anything like close to a year. But then something just said, okay, this frustration that you're carrying about and you're saying you don't want to rap, go and rap about not wanting to rap. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you get it? So
Yeah.
So from there, that's what just got me into that mindset of, I'm just doing this for myself and people that fuck with you, basically. Yeah. I'm just trying to impact people. Do you get it?
I think that's what makes your stuff relatable for people like me, right? So I mean, you know me. Yeah. I'm not the gangster guy. I'm not the exactly. So it's like when I listen to like rap that is about like everyday stuff, right? Rap that is about stuff that I've gone through. Rap that is about you feeling like you're not doing enough or like your friends are far away, and which is the kind of content you have. I think it's very relatable to like the everyday guy that's just trying to navigate life. So let's take this back. Like, let's go back a few. Like, so now you have 3 projects in. Let's go back to the first one. So the first one was Quarter Life Crisis, right? I remember how I found Quarter Life Crisis. I think I was scrolling through Twitter one day and I just saw a tweet about, hey guys, check my project. Project. Yeah, I'm like Femi Jr. I'm Femi the rap. You know, like so I think I was curious enough to just click it and see like what's this guy doing.
Okay, what's this guy will talk now.
And that intro came in, and I'm like, yeah, it's Femi Jr. I'm like, what? Yeah. So let's talk about Quarter Life Crisis, right? What was the mind state that you were in there? Because that project is different from the other two. Like I can tell when I listen to it that you think it's like you rap about what you're going through at that time in life. So what was I think that was like 2017, 2018. What was going on 2017?
Yeah, it was 2017, 2018. I dropped it 2018, but the whole effects, the mind state I was in kind of started 2017. Do you get? So like I was saying Therapy, right? Because remember Therapy dropped, because I dropped Therapy like 2017. And then I just put it on the EP when I dropped the EP in 2018. So it was after I go back to that mind state of let me just document, let me just rap about what I'm going through. And if you remember what Therapy was about, it was some depressed man is really trying to done this. Yeah, you guys are like on some issues. I'm a happy song. Like it was a crazy time for me, but this uncertainty of life, like you just finish university and then NYC, and the NYC is about to finish, but nothing is happening. And like, bro, I need a job, or do I even need a job? I'm driving wants this job because the maddest thing is so where I was working my NYC, right, in Abuja, then I was working in this company, right. They were going to retain me. They wanted to retain me. They told me this like 2 months before. But you see, bro, I was so depressed working for those people. I'm like, please hold your this thing. I'll go to my dad's house. Because, bro, it was a very toxic environment. Bro, I was a cop and these people were working with like normal stuff. Yeah. I was working on CDS day. I was working on Sundays. Like, because it was some kind of technical support type thing. So you call me Sunday when I'm in my house trying to sleep. Like, leave me alone. Do you get? So all of that, then the certainty of life, like, okay, so you're not going to accept this one now. You go back home and you do what? Like, what is the move? Like, and then obviously you always have, we have plans and we have ideas, but there's just this mindset of, I just had this, is it going to work? Like, just anxiety about life. Like, it was real life issues. So that's just what I carried into Quarter Life Crisis, like the intro. Then the intro is what now sparked. Is when I wrote that intro, I said, okay, I have let me just do a project. You get? Because that intro, by that time I was at home. Now I had already gone back home in December 2017. So like 2018, I was kind of the first couple of months. I was, I got better because, I was just home. I just kind of calm down, say, no, not too much, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just kind of take it one day after the other. But then, once you start, they spend like 3-4 months for us. It's long. Then it's getting long, you understand? So that was what now sparked. And I remember hearing that beat, and I'm like, ooh, this is nasty. Then I just went like straight. Like, but the studio that day, I went to go to the studio. I didn't have a place to record in Ibadan too at that time. Someone just called me and said, go here, but I just went there. I took the thing, that was the very first take that you hear. The song that was my first take, like everything together.
You said it at the end of it, you said first take.
Yes, that was, I took other takes, but we canceled them because they were not as good as the first take, because I just went there, I just vent. Like, that was my venting period, just talking about everything, this normal cliche, your father's house, you're 25. Yeah, basic, I put a couple of religion things there, just things that, are in my head that worry me. Do you get so?
So, you say you were 25 then, right? And that was 2017, 2018. Yeah. And now that, by the way, like when you listen to the other projects, you can tell that life is better now, because now you're already talking about some other stuff that we'll get to. But looking back now, looking back at your 25-year-old self, right, that was worried about all this stuff, right? Why do you think that we put that much pressure on ourselves so early on, where we feel like if you've not made it by this age, 25 or 30 or whatever, right, that something and there's a problem? Because that album is actually, the EP is actually called Quarter Life Crisis, right? And when you listen to it,
Crisis,
it's different issues that people would think about. Like, you have a line there that says, so far from your goals, buddy. You feel like you're running out of time. Yeah, exactly.
Buddy, it's an everyday struggle like Joe, buddy.
Exactly. So why do you think that so many of us are in this phase where we feel like there's a deadline or to when we
there's an age thing? I think it's a combination of a lot of things, bro. Like, from when we were born, we've been given this. It's not like they handed it to us, but they've literally handed it to us, because everything they've shown us, like, there's this format of life that you're supposed to follow. And my guy, if you don't follow them, you're done out here. Do you understand? So we grew up with that format in our heads that at this time is when you're supposed to do this, at this time is when you're supposed to do this. And still, by the way, sorry for my Yoruba, you're done out here. Do you get? Yeah. So even though for someone like me that has always been rebellious and trying to, anti-society, I try to combat the normal, status quo, it still gets to you no matter what's like. No, I've been told that at this point in my life, I should have this, I should have that, I should have this. So when we are in a space where, like, you see that this after school depression for this Nigeria for youth is real, because when you're in a space and things are not happening fast enough, just and it's not way beyond your control. It's not much you could do except you are some kind, now your papa gets all the complaints where they out here. So it's as basic as. So something as basic as maybe not finding a job if it does depress you, and then when you now put into like an overthinker like me, because bro, I overthink a lot. Yeah. So the normal effects that I'm supposed to have in my head, I've already created 100 scenarios, and I've said, "Guy, you're finished." Just that, like I don't even know what the future holds, because that's another thing. It's almost like a pessimistic way of doing things, because you don't know. Like, nobody really knows what is going to happen tomorrow or anything, but we've automatically said, because it hasn't happened like right now, that means like you don't see it coming. So all of that plays into your mental, and it just like fucks you up. You're just in a crazy zone. Do you get?
So another thing is, wait, by the way, you're on camera, bro. Another thing is, so like the same way you just said it, right? For the guy,
Yeah.
you just give the example of jobs, right? So
Yeah.
for the guy who wants a job, and like you said, you've been looking for a job for a while or whatever, right? You have this
Yeah.
line where you say, when you don't have a job, you be praying for it on Sunday, but then when you get the job, you regret it when it's Monday, which is which is true, right? Because it's like we get so worried
Yeah.
that we don't have, we pray for it, so you
Yeah.
get depressed, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it doesn't, like, fulfillment doesn't come from getting those things the next time, right? Because you just said it, you
Yeah.
get the job you're looking for, and then you regret it when it's Monday. So where's the balance in this thing for people?
You see, so you see, like when you see when I first said, like, when I had a lot of uncertainty about the future, and then I was like, I need to get a job, and then I was like, wait, but do I want a job? Because I remember when I wrote that line, I have a friend, yeah, where if, like, based on society standards and shit, and the guy, he's been on the right track since he left school. Like, he been finished ICANN, left school, got a job. Obviously, it wasn't the best job, but he's been climbing, the corporate ladder, and he's been doing well. So I always looked at this guy as, like, okay, I know maybe me, I'm the Mr. Rebel guy that is always forming all these things, but no, like, bro, I fuck with you because you are killing it out here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You are killing it out here. So imagine someone that me, I'm thinking, like, yo, you're the guy, you're killing this shit. And then I remember sending him that song, and he said, guy, why are you attacking me? I said, bro, I'm not attacking you now. I don't know, say, you said, so you're telling me yourself you don't like your job. Do you understand? So it's like, I don't even know how we can talk about, like, the balance thing, because obviously the best way is, do what you love. But Baba, it's easy to say do what you love. Do you understand? You also need, the reality of life is you also need money. So that's what kind of drives people to, do anything. And then people are miserable at their jobs, but there's a paycheck at the end of the month, and niggas got bills. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's easy. I mean, I can sit up here and say, do what you love, and this, but it's not everybody. Like, the unfortunate reality of life is not everybody that is going to do what they love and make money from it.
Fact.
Do you understand? Yeah. So I feel like the best thing you can just do is just get it all done.
Okay. So one last question on quarter life crisis before we move. So in quarter life crisis, right, you talk about how Vision 2020 was looking like Vision 2025, and this was before COVID, before
2020 came,
before 2020, yeah, and all the dynamics that have changed. So when you just even listen to yourself say, 2020 is now 2025, like, how do you feel now? Yeah. Where is that Vision 2020 as we are right now?
No, I don't know. Everything has scattered. Because and this is another thing that I don't know why we sold ourselves this 2020 dream, because I've been hearing Vision 2020 most of my life. But like, say, because it's a good number to pronounce, we all thought it was going to be some great shit. So when I said that play of Vision 2020 is 2025, was obviously, I know we're all excited about this Vision 2020, but me, as I'm looking at my life like this, ain't no 2020, nothing, no, because just that, because about the 2025, and that's in terms of everything, in terms of, parents want you to marry at, this time, folks want you to have this and all of that. This is where people want you to be. Do you get? But that's to your point of why do we attach age? And that's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. Like, why do we attach age and time to certain things? I don't know. Is it like they say? Okay, in terms of marriage now, yeah, which is a weird, it's a weird topic, right? But in terms of marriage now, say you have to marry at, I mean, in Nigeria, it's not that they told us, but all of us grew up in Nigeria, and we know what our parents, the reason. So kind of 27 to 30.
That's the age.
If you are 30, you're already old. Like, you're old. You're not married yet at 30. What are you doing in your life? Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I look at it, I'm like, first, even the marriage itself, yeah, me, I already questioned the whole, the whole thing, which we don't have to go into. But it's like, why is there a number to when I find someone I want to be with for the rest of my life? Like, I don't know how long the rest of my life would be, but hopefully it's long. Yeah. So if I find it, and I always say, if I find it, I'm fine if I find it now, or if I find it in 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm not attaching a deadline to it, like, I have to do it now. So, and that's kind of something that helps me generally in other aspects of my life. It's like, just, do things at your own time. Like they say, we all believe in God, and we all these religious things, but I don't think people apply it. Because we say God's time is the best, but no, we're not really saying we're not really practicing it. We're saying no, 28 is the best. But you said God's time is the best now. Which one are you telling me? Just so that kind of helped me in every aspect of my life. I just let time do its thing, man. Don't try to force anything. Do you understand?
All right. So, Quarter Life Crisis 2018. Let's say comes out 2018, and then 2019. One day I'm online again and I see Part-Time Rapper. Now, what's the gist behind Part-Time Rapper? And also, before you're telling me about that too, what does Part-Time Rapper do full time?
Okay, so I would have to explain that while explaining about Part-Time Rapper. So, like I said now 2018, where Quarter Life Crisis dropped, it was like September. So, like November-ish is when I got a job. Okay, so I served in Abuja, but I left Abuja after service because I did not collect that nonsense job. Went to Ibadan, yeah. So by November, there was a job opening for me in Abuja, but for the next year, not to go and start immediately.
Okay.
So I was supposed to start remotely and then move to Abuja in 2019, right? And it's like an investment, a private equity firm type thing, which I'm also like part of, yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, let's not really go into private equities. Okay. Let's talk about FemiJr. But that's what I do. Like I'm like an operations manager of the company, right? Okay. So I got that job, right? And then by 2019, I had to move to Abuja. And like I said, because now I loved rapping about whatever is going on in my life, I would always still write raps. And that's like something that keeps me from, like, I can tell you now that I would rap to like for life. Do you understand? Whether I blow off of it or not. Because I put myself in that my state of like I love this. I'm trying to connect with people that really feel what I'm saying. Do you understand? Yeah. So 2019 comes and I go to Abuja and I'm cool. Like I like the job. Do you understand? So I'm in a much better state at all these times, and it's just something that it does for you anyway. When you have something to do, you get out of your house every day, and you're not idle basically. So. But that was the first time where, I wasn't really on like 100% control of my time. So rapping was not exactly, it to be after work. I'll just hear a beat. It was hard balancing it. And then I remember how I exactly named the project. Part-time is like a popular thing that we use in Nigeria now. Okay, I want to go and study, but to be part-time. I want to do masters, but to be part-time. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, what actually, like, if I want to drop a rap project now, what cool name kind of captures everything? I was like, part-time rapper. It immediately came to me, like straight, simple. That's the, and then I ran it by a friend of mine. I was like, guy, that's the name of the project. And then the project was basically, just more of the same. That was the song where I talked about, praying for a job, then getting a job, and not, and then they cry about the job. Do you understand? Yeah. Yeah, and then he also had this song where I had some religious takes, and
We're going there. We're going there. We're going there.
Yeah, bro. I don't know if I want to talk about religion again because they don't kill me. People don't understand. They don't be understanding where I'm coming from anymore. About so we have a mutual friend, right? Tola.
Yeah.
Tola hates it every time because he listens to my music too. But every time he hears me say Femi, Kilode now, why are you talking about pastor? Why is this so? I guess I did a lot of that on part-time rap actually because it was like 2 songs where I just did throw shots at pastors and then religious type thing.
But when I listened to it, right, I didn't think it was about religion, right? I think around the course of the projects, you still talk about like the concept of God and like understanding superior being and God orchestrate things. I didn't you just talked about it today, God's time and stuff like that, right? But I think it's more about just the excesses that people that we can also within religion.
Because I mean, bro, and then people try to once we have these conversations with people and you're not you don't support everything they say about religion, then they try to throw, you're atheist, bro, I believe in God, bro. Like there's no question of it. We don't have to even go there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I'm going to like the way my mind works is if I see something, I'm not just going to like shut up about it and just say okay, because this, like I said, this whole mentality of that's how they taught us growing up, and this is what they've, bro. I said I was 10, 11 in the church, 10, 11-year-old kid in the church, and then the pastor will say something, and then I don't know. You just might have like, down a lot. Just so from time, it's not as if I just grew up and then I started trying to force it. It's just how my brain works. So like you said, in the song you read, it's not as if it was it's just observations about okay. I don't think this is my take on it. I don't have all the answers, like I said, but this is my observation. Should this be like this? All these excesses, I don't know about it, but people, I feel like religion triggers people.
It's a sensitive topic, yeah.
Yeah, so 1992, I think I only referenced it one time on the intro. Yeah. I did not say anything about religion again. Nothing. So I say I'm done. Do you get it? Because it kind of triggers people. So I'm like, I'll just stay away from it, man.
All right. So another song that I like from part-time rapper, right? First of all, like you go like a lot of your lyrics, right? I hear this line a lot, right? Realest shit I ever wrote, right? So you see that a lot, right? And this song, right, to me might be the realest shit that you ever wrote, truly, right? And you probably know where I'm going with this. So this one is Letter to My Dad. This is the first time where you go away from just your own expectation of life and you and your view of stuff, right? And then you start to talk about like people around you. So you talk about like what it is like, what your family setup was like and all that. And I think this is where I think, and you need to tell me how you see yourself as a rapper, but I think you're a storyteller, right? So when you start like, the first time you met your dad was when you were 11, it's like, that really keeps my attention, right? So how did you get to the point where this is the album or this is the EP where you want to talk about your dad? Like what was going on?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, at first I didn't want to do that. Like even after I recorded it, I wasn't sure I wanted to like put it out. Do you understand? Because like I mean, I know how to cast myself now. I know how to cast my family. Do you understand? But the other day I was like, like I made it already. Like I because something that makes me happy, like whenever I drop a project, like even if it's one person, but if the person relates with it and it's like, yo, what you said, dope. Like I feel it, not just like it was dope lyrically and you can rap, but like I like what you said, I can relate with it. Yeah. That actually does it for me. Do you understand? So I was like, no, like I'm gonna just put it like I'll do this and put it down, like because I'm probably not the only type of the only one that has been in this type of situation. Do you get? So I remember the song, right? The beat. I had the beat. I was writing Letter to My Ex. So that was what the song originally started out to be. I wrote a letter to my ex. It was the same flow, self. I was already going. And then wait, I'm like, wait, I think my ex don't deserve this, bro. She don't deserve all this joy I'm about to give her, man. She don't me down. Like why don't I over time growing up, like I mean me and my pops, we never bro. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, very toxic environment at home. And it's one of the things that, kind of, molded me and made me the type of guy I am today, right? So I'm like, why not, go into that story and just try to document how, growing up, I was like in primary 6 the first time he came around, because he was moving around abroad a lot. So he's a pharmacist, yeah. So he had gone and then he was moving around a lot. So obviously he was trying to provide for his family and all of that. But you're a kid, you're not really thinking about all of that. You just like, well, why am I in the house and there's only one woman here and my pops is alive, do you understand? But he's not here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what every family person tells you now, he's just trying to provide for you and all of that. So, and then you're a kid, it's not like you complain, but see, the thing, all these things kind of, they stay with you. Do you understand? They stay with you, even whether you know it, whether consciously or unconsciously, they stay with you. So he came now, became primary 6, and then okay, now my papa with this now, that's cool. Very nice of you to show up, sir. And then I remember the first, like I said in the record, the first couple of years were, bro, dope, man, because it came with like energy, bro. Like Momsi used to beat me and my sisters before he came. Nothing like that when he came. Don't touch these kids, yo. You understand? New government, don't touch these kids. Like, remember the line where I said we're playing Sega Mega Drive. Like, I was thinking about my own music. It's not like I'm making it up. That was real. That's like what happened, me and Pops used to play Sega Mega. Remember this deluxe where all of us they shout like it was me and Popsy that used to play it late into the night. Mommy go call talk, say you have school tomorrow. Popsy go talk, say leave him, don't worry, it's fine, he's enjoying himself. Do you get? Yeah. But the first couple of years was rosy, and then just life just happened, man. Shit just went wrong, and I go into how by the time I was going to, it was mad.
Yeah, every day was another episode of Bass Bulls.
Bass Bulls, bro. Bass Bulls. And then it came to the part where it got physical. Yeah, and I remember that night I left the house. So it was okay. So all this because my pops is a lot like me, right? So I know where I get all my small squares coming from. Yeah. You get. So it's one of these people that holds things in his head for like. So he'll be piling up small things. Yeah, you're not gonna say shit. Nothing. He won't say anything. But you see, one day, one minor thing would happen that would trigger the effect of all these old sins that he's been keeping. Yeah. Which is not really good. It's like if you feel bad about something, just say it one time. Yeah. Do you understand? So I remember it was one night I just came home from work and maybe I didn't put on the pump or some weird shit like that. And then me too, at this time, we had this so bad energy towards each other type this thing. So when he's telling me I didn't put on the pump, I'm like, I didn't put on the pump. Like, it's pumped now, you know how it is now. Like, before I know, I'll be just slapping shit. Why you just slap me, bro? Slap me again. Man, I called my first shot. My first shot, like, what kind? Bro, this time is like big man. Yeah. This time is big man, bro. Slap me. Slap me second time. By the time I was blocking and dodging and this shit, I didn't. They don't raise your hand back to your father, please. So I just blocked and all of that. But as that happened, I just went inside my room. I packed my bags. I was going out straight. I remember my sister, because I don't know, I'm very close to my little sister, and me and her, we've been talking all this time. So I think what she saw me going into my room, and the energy she saw me going into my room is like, this guy is about to do something. They think he's a gentle boy is about to do something crazy. So she followed me to my room straight, and she saw me packing my bag. She went to go and call Momsi. This time, I'm already outside. Momsi and them came to meet me outside. Momsi is asking me, I don't think they don't understand that you can do some things sometimes. She said, where are you going to? You think I care where I'm going to? Mama, if I'm on the streets,
I'm out.
You think I care where I'm going? Do you understand?
Yeah.
That was weird. Then I remember going back inside, like, wait, I want to say some things before I leave this house. Then I went inside to Popsy, and I started screaming like I was. You see, all the things all the aggression I had held for years, things I wanted to say about him, like these are where things where I think you've been wrong. I was just saying it, I was screaming, telling him everything. He came to me, tried to slap me again, but that could not work this time because I don't deal on my dodge and weave things. Said all that shit. Then I left the house, bro. But obviously, all these things, Yoruba people last night. Now me still come beg now. It's to go.
And at the end of it, right? You say this, like now you're a man, so you understand.
Yeah.
More. Is that you saying you understand what he was going through at the time?
Yeah.
Or what his own
so
was?
I wish I could have expounded more on the story at that part, but I don't know. I just felt like I just wanted to cap it like that, right? Because we are like, now we've been in a good space. As good space as you can be, Sha. Because the only thing is, when I feel like when shit hits the fan like that, it's like, okay, I don't think we both realized it had gotten that deep. I think I did. I knew it was that deep, but I don't think he knew it was that deep. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So even though they made me go back home to go and beg him and all of that, he was much more gentle after. He was like, okay, like I said, I don't fuck with this child. Like I don't.
I've gone too far this time.
Yeah, do you understand? So he was much more level-headed and calm, and then moving forward, we just try to be more diplomatic, and we've kind of built it to a place where I wouldn't say solid, but we're good. There's no issues. We communicate.
I think when I listened to him, my interpretation of it was whatever the situation was, like him being away and him coming home, because you said like his stuff wasn't moving as well. I think it just got to a point where I think we forget sometimes that even our parents have all these dreams and aspirations, right? And as life continues to progress, they also have this measuring scale where they look at like where they are in terms of where they want to be, and they go through that depression that you talk about in quarter life crisis. They're going through it.
100%, bro. 100%. You see, so I was just telling a friend of mine maybe like 2 weeks ago, like we think we discovered this generation. We think we discovered depression because we attend it. You understand? But it's like human beings have existed all along. It's good that we now know what is going on, and about this mental health. We are telling it. We're trying to like know what is going on with you, but these people have been depressed since time. So in the song, when I say like I understand, I see where he was coming from, like how when she wasn't going his way, the way it used to be. I can tell you now that is depression. Now just say obviously it's that time like nobody know, it wasn't popping. When we say popping, but we didn't really know what it was at the time. Just But now as a man that you go through your same life, you know that you want to take care of your family and you can't take care of your family, you drive you crazy, bro.
Yeah, fact.
So I can see that. Okay, I see where you're coming from. It's all love.
Okay. So sticking to the theme of family, right? Let's move to 1992. So 1992 starts with your sister's voice on that intro. First of all, like if you're making money from this thing anyway, some money should go to your sister for that intro. But
I know.
How did you get your sister to get it and give you the intro?
Yeah, so my sister, she's goofy, man. She's just a joker. Like I love her to death, bro. So she does this thing on her Instagram. Like she's not consistent with each other. That's her problem. She would come and she would go, but she does this whole comedy skits because she wants to be an actress, so she does a lot of things like that. So I remember because the artwork, when I had the idea of what to use for the artwork, I did not have a baby picture that I didn't know if I had a baby picture or not. Do you understand? So I was like, please go and meet mom see and say, like I need a baby picture of myself. Let me see the options. Do you get? So but our reaction was, and then I told her what I wanted to use it for. So our reaction, like what she had, I told her to record that reaction, but our actual reaction was that like, oh boy. And then, because when she found the picture, the one that she found was the one with my mom and me, which is the artwork. I want to use like you want to use this thing for this one some kind family exposures or I beg don't come out disgrace or just so I'm like yo, I said like yo record this reaction to me asking you to send me a picture for my artwork, and that's basically like she knocked it out easy straight.
She killed that. All right, so
yeah.
So 1992 is now the latest one, right? So again, let's just even talk about the space of how you got to 1992, how you picked the name 1992. And then another thing I've noticed is the first song of all these projects, right? Is like you always you choose that first song properly. It's whether it's Life Crisis, Time Rapper, like that. The beat once you hear that, perfect, and then the beat starts in 1992. It just goes. You just keep going.
Yeah.
So how did that come? What's the story behind that one?
I feel like the first song on any project kind of just sets the tone. So I try to make that first song like if you hear it, you would want to listen to the rest of the project. So 1992 was the same mode. I remember I wanted to do and you'd have heard this before because on my little before 1992 series I said like I wasn't planning to do a 1992 introspective project. I wanted to do a joke project, like just a fun project, fun songs, no real life stuff going on. But then 2020 Vision 2020 happened now, and from day one, everything just
this is not the time for jokes.
This is not a joke. Another time, maybe 2021. Please be nice. I beg. Make I drop better project. Do you get? So I just by the time COVID hits Nigeria and went into lockdown, and we're just sitting at home. Like, okay, so we'll do with our lives like this. Like, what is going on? Because it was like the uncertainty at that point was mad. And then I just went to a zone where I just hear fella every day. I hear fella every single day for a whole month. So like, okay, I think I have to forget this joke project and just write about real life stuff. So I didn't have a name for the project at this point. I had that intro first though. So when I recorded that intro was when I think let me just try to summarize myself. I was born in 1992, obviously. So let me just try to use this project to kind of, just share stories that have built me till today. What my mindset is like now, how I got to this place of having this mindset. So it's like literally everything I said on all the songs is like there's a real history behind it where this is how I got shared. You understand? Like on 2020, I remember when I'm talking about secondary school days, JS1, like staying away from now, Ed Boy, all of them. staying away from the cool kids because I thought it was weird. I'm like, bro, why you just? I thought it was weird. I thought it was like in an uncool way. Do you understand? So I was like, I just watch this nigga from afar, like just stay away, bro. But eventually, I figured out like, everybody's different at the end of the day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You just have to embrace your own difference. Like your own difference is not worse than anybody's difference. So I just owned my own personality to like 100% to where people think I'm even arrogant and shit. I'm not arrogant, but I've just kind of like owned my own identity. Like, forget just forget about all the whether some people think you're weird or you're different. Like everybody's different. Everybody has their own opinions about shit. You just have to own your own identity. And this project was me kind of using that to define what my identity is today. 1992.
One song I really like from this one is first of all, I like 1992. Like anytime I'm speeding like this, most times it's like 1992. That bass do like that goes.
Yeah.
But then there's Feel Like, right? And I really like Feel
Yeah.
Like because I feel like is one of those. How would you describe Feel Like? I don't want to tell you what I think. How do you feel about Feel Like?
I mean, I feel like I feel like if it would be like the most single like material in the project if I was to do a single type thing. And I remember when I got the beat, I wrote the hook, so I do a lot of things. I wrote the hook, and then I was looking for who to sing the hook. Then I, I called Dimeji. By the way, the guy I featured, this is the guy that I was telling you about from day one that said continue.
Yeah.
So it was kind of full circle, trying to, making the song happen. Like I enjoyed making that one. I remember I had the beats, wrote the verse like so fast. The hook, boom, sent it to him. He sent it back on like, yo, I think we have something here. Like let's try to find a good vocalist that's going to, actually kill the hook. And then we found someone, and basically everything came together.
So and then let's just
you were going to say you wanted to say something about the song.
No, it's fine. Now,
okay.
I just because you just touched something else I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about the people in your camp or in your circle, like you always put it, right? So there's Dimeji, who like now I realize there's more history to Dimeji than just him being on one song. Like this is the guy that said, keep going.
This is the guy.
I like it. I like his verse, right? The best part is when he says, "This to make me one bus on the bike." Like I love that. I like that verse.
No, include that shit.
Yeah.
No, include that shit.
There's Dimeji. Now there's Koso that has come up on two projects now, right? And I think my favorite Koso line is where Koso says, "How do you want to take this, physically or spiritually?"
Spiritually.
Yeah, I can send you. Yeah. So I like him. And then there's A-Strap, right? Who I know A-Strap, but again, just like you, I didn't know he was rapping until I stumbled on the internet, right? So is this like an A-Strap on This Shit Is Vanity, super like that is proper. So is there like is this like a camp where you guys would keep doing things together, or do you guys just pull each other when you need each other? How does that circle work? And are they all part-time rappers like you, or are we trying to take this bigger?
No, I'm the only one that carries this part-time rapper in my head, though. Do you understand? They are actually, I mean, Koso, all of them, they are full-time in this thing. But so we all went to OAU, right? And OAU, we had like an industry on its own. Like, bro, if you remove Nigerian music industry and just say the OAU people, the OAU artists between that time, the 5-year period I was there, and let them just replace industry. But you have good music, you have the same things replicated because there was just a lot of talent. So all these guys, Koso, A-Strap, Dimeji, they were all from that same group of OAU boys where, like, I remember we all used to go to this Studio 8. So then Fireboy, DML, the guy used to be DML back then, Black Bones.
Yeah.
This Czech guy that did his own.
Zoom.
Yeah. OAU boy, like all these guys used to be in the studio together, just moving mad. Me, I was late to the party, because like I said already, I didn't start rapping until later. But even at that, I was always just around that energy. Even when I wasn't in the studio rapping, I always used to go if I was going with Koso or going with Dimeji. So those guys, we already have a relationship from then. And the thing with me is, if I like your artist, if I like you, I want to work with you. Yeah, I don't mind if I don't get the biggest rapper in the world. If not be J. Cole, I'm not really moving mad to try to get it. So and the way I feel is like these guys that are in my camp that you say, I feel like we're better than most of this other. We're not going to mention him, but I feel like we're better than most of this other rappers. Yeah. So if I feel like if I have a song and I say, yo, A-Strap is perfect for the song. Koso is perfect for the song. It's fine. Just actually because of like my own way now of how I'm moving. I mean, obviously, if I was playing the industry game of trying to get on and try to get this thing, I would need to be trying to get whack verses from whack niggas because they're popular. Do you understand? But me, I want to, make dope arts. I'm like, okay, I have this guy that is going to body this. Let's just make dope songs. So I would stick to those guys in my camp any day because it's easy. We're scattered around, even Dimiges in Canada, Koso is in Lagos, A-Strap is in Ibadan, but it's easy to work back and forth, so make it happen.
I'm like pivoting away from that now. So do the numbers matter to you? Do you go back on your SoundCloud, Apple Music, whatever, right? Do you go back and look at those numbers? No lie.
I'm not going to lie. I know. I will tell you the truth. So you see, before next night, so you see the last two projects, Quarter Life Crisis and Part-Time Rap. I wasn't really stuck on numbers because there was too much going on in my head anyway to be even, try to. But I'm not going to lie to you. This 1992, I've been looking at it. I've been looking at it, and then I'm also looking at it because I'll be like, I don't want to. Let me not gas myself up too much because the other things I don't really listen to myself like that. But that's a story for another day. Yeah, but I feel like I created something good, right?
Yeah.
So even I'm like, I want the project to do something. Just I want it to get into some spaces. Like that day, the day the project dropped, right? Bro, I kind of got emotional, because the love was mad and it didn't feel fake from anybody. The ones I felt fake from, I know, I see them, I see everything. I see them. But we don't care about you, nigga, so it's calm. But I felt like genuine love. It was like people were rooting for me type shit. So I'm like, that kind of made me like, okay, care more about the numbers. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't really care about numbers. I want to impact people, which if you impact people, the numbers are just gonna come. Do you understand? So my own mentality has always been, if two people hear the song, like let them feel the song. That's how I've been trying to grow my audience from day one.
And I think that way, like what you said, the people who actually really like your stuff will follow you, because it's like I feel like you have, I think it's called the cult audience, where they really like your stuff, so they will look for it. Like if you put out a video, people will watch it because same thing. Since the first day I found Quarter Life Crisis on SoundCloud, like I've checked every other project. Like okay, so. I was going to, funny things, I was trying to keep this like short, but we just have too much to talk about. I'm just thinking about one thing on that scheme. So
it's good.
Even before 1992, right? You've always talked about like the government. You talked about like politicians. You've talked about our love for money, so we worship these politicians, even though the politicians are not doing much for us and stuff. So I feel like we can't go through this conversation without me asking you about the state of Nigeria right now, right? Things going on, things that got on this year, especially the NSAS movement and how that will be
stuff.
What are your thoughts on that?
Bro, it's been crazy, man. Like, the weird thing about it is I dropped 1992, right? And the protests got serious like 2 weeks after. So that was all the period when everybody had to go into their, if you're an artist, it doesn't matter right now. But now we don't really care about, whatever it is that are trying to talk. It's NSAS or nothing, or we end you. You're canceling man on Twitter, like, what are you about a song? Do you get? Which is, it's real, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not about song. Like, this SARS problem is from time, like, you grew up for Nigeria, we have the stories. We have the stories. Yeah. I don't even need to ask. Do you understand? I know you have a story.
Yeah.
Because it's normal. If you're a young boy and they just see you looking. So, bro, I've been walking in Bad. I remember I was coming from OAU, one of those breaks. I was coming from. I was going home, so I got to Iwo Road now, which is like, it's a popular place in Ibadan. And I was walking, but because I wear Timberland for leg,
Yeah.
That our people now that went to go and collect us from them, they're not doing to us. So it's mad, bro. Like this one is Nigerian violence. Like, bro, where do you at least? No one is there's none that is justified to say white police they kill black man. It's not justified. But you gotta look at it and say like, yo, let's say, why are you shooting me? It's like we are black together. What's the excuse? Like, because it just shows that human beings would always find a way to divide ourselves, whatever it is that instead of finding the common ground and saying, okay, we are both black. No, we go say, no, I'm Christian, you're Muslim. No, I'm Yoruba, you're Igbo. We just find new things to divide ourselves. Yeah. And it's a very good plot by the government where you guys are never going to have one voice. Because if the people could have one voice, government is done out here, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just like wrap with this one, ending with this one. Yeah. So we have 3 now.
Yeah.
Quarter Life Crisis, Part-Time Rapper,
1992. Yes, sir.
2021, what is it? What are we getting?
I don't know.
As the spirit leads.
You know now, as the spirit leads. But these days, I've been getting to more like, say, I feel like I've done enough EPs, right? I want to actually make an album. So that's like what I'm trying to work towards now. No, because I feel like, okay, this EP, and I want to actually do a full length album type thing. So that's what, if I would drop anything, even if I'm going to drop, obviously I'm going to have to drop something in 2021. And it might not be the album, but it might be a single. I mean, I don't have the whole concept yet, but it will be something leading to the album. And I'm trying to, you know how I said this one, I was trying to make a fun EP.
Yeah.
I feel like now I would just try to get a balance of, fun, introspective, just try to balance it on this album. Yeah, that's one. So that's like my next, move musically, basically. Trying to make an album, bro.
What, in your opinion, what do you think is the best song you ever made?
This guy will kill me now. That's a great question. Actually, I've never thought about this before. Let me see. What's the best song I've ever made? I would say, because I said I don't really listen to myself, right? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, artists always tell you, I'm the best artist that I've ever done in my life. Bro, they don't even know. They don't know. Because, bro, you can't really listen to your. There's a way of how your voice sounds to you. There's like a scientific thing to it. I can't explain it now.
I probably will not listen to this too, because I don't know my voice sounds like that. I probably will not listen to it.
Do you understand? Like, there's the way the face is structured, it kind of affects how you hear yourself compared to how someone else hears you. Do you understand? So it's always hard to get beyond that, especially when I'm making music. Obviously, I can judge bars and shit like that because I've been listening to hip hop, but in terms of like sounding, is always a struggle. But I would say, like, personally, therapy.
Okay.
I would say therapy because it was kind of profound, and it kind of just defined what I did moving on. Because it was at therapy I was like, that I had that switch to start writing introspective stuff, writing stories. Before then, remember, I guess single now. I did do Salam Alaikum. I did do. I was doing the old generic trying to blow type of music, but it was from therapy. So that's why therapy is special to me. And then also the things I was talking about on the song, and also how the song was inspired. Like, I was walking on the road, I saw it, and this is another generic thing that artists do, but me, I know they lie, believe me. I literally saw a MTN signboard. It said, "My business something something." My business something something. That was what the MTN signboard was. I was working. Remember, I was working from home. From work going home. Yeah. And the first line of therapy is "My business is mine alone." Like, that was where I got that from, and then straight from then. So therapy is special to me in a lot of ways. So I'll probably say that's like my best song. I don't know. What do you think is my best song?
You know what? I think, and this is because before we go on the call, I was thinking about asking myself this question. So I think for me, the best one to me is "This Shit Is Vanity."
Shit is vanity.
You know that what a time to be alive. This shit is vanity. I hope you realize. Like, I hope you realize, bro. Just that. I think. And then it was on the first project, so I probably played it the most, like, over and over, because I've had more like years. I think that's my favorite song. But I think that one is my favorite song. This is vanity. I hope you realize. But anyway, I think
I can work it down.
I think we can kill it here so we don't go too long, because we're just regular people. They won't sit down and look at us.
So these guys, like me, I don't be rap. See, I apologize. I'll be rambling. That's how I do. I beg. I don't vex. Let's stop it before they vex too much.
But drop your handle and stuff, like where people can find you, check out your stuff.
Instagram. My Instagram is Olufemi _ is 1_. Twitter, Olufemi _. Apple Music, FemiJr. Go and stream 1992. Is everywhere. Audiomack, SoundCloud, all of that. I'm trying to get the numbers, yo. I'm trying to blow up now. Come on.
I'm glad we do this, man. Plenty,
bro.
Talk, man.
I've always told you, man, real shit. Like, I fuck with you, bro. I love you for that shit, man. Like, always reaching out and supporting, bro. It's real.
Yeah, I think we just unwrapped everything. Wait,
yes, sir.
That's the title. Unwrapping it with FemiJr.
Let's go.
Unwrapping.
Let's go.
That's the title.
Luffy, content creator. You don't talk content creator. Mad.
All right, man. Like, really appreciate you,
bro. Nice one.
All right.
Yo, thanks for having me, Jim.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk later.
It started back in 92. Came up out the womb with my perspective and my rules. Every day I wonder what I'm really here to do. Niggas think it's for a purpose, but I lie, be like cruise.